I mean, her fourth place finish, American course record. She has yet to have a bad marathon. She told a story about how she broke her ribs a few months ago and was dealing with that. Nothing can stop this woman, man. Like you, the sky is now the limit. We talk about like, oh, what can Molly do when she makes her debut and makes her first Olympic team? Oh, maybe it's a one-off, and then you're like, wait, you're getting third at the Olympics. Oh, that's a once in a lifetime race. Wait, now you're lowering your time down to 224, getting fourth at a
Yeah.
major. Like these are no longer flukes. This is consistency, and she's only 27, I think. She may be 28, but I think she's 27. She's going to be the star for the next. If you stay healthy, because that's the ultimate challenge as an elite marathoner is being healthy, being able to get to the start line. But provided she does that, she's gonna win a major in her career. She'll probably win more than one, maybe. She's only 27. She has like 10 years of this. She's gonna win at least more than one major. She's gonna make the Olympics again. Like you can just already start thinking like there's a chance she could become the poster child for women's marathoning 10 years from now. Like, no, she's not there yet. There's still other people like Dina Castor. She's got her record. Shalane Flanagan, Des Linden, a few others have have earned their reputation for their long careers. But if Molly starts the way she's starting now and continues for the next, 5 to 7 years, she's going to be looked back as maybe the best U.S. marathoner all time. Like, I know it's crazy to put that expectation on someone who's only run 4 times, but
Yeah.
when you're 4 for 4 and you're 4 for 4 in Olympic trials and Olympic Games, a London Marathon and a New York City Marathon, it's pretty good. She's not doing some rinky-dink like local marathon. She's running with the big girls out there, and she's running extremely well. Now, nothing to take away. I mean, she still got fourth. It's not like she was neck and neck with Jepchirchir, who went on to win, but her progress is showing consistency of moving up and up and up. And now every time she's on the starting line, you're thinking she's a top 3 contender, which you were not saying in January of 2020.
Right.
Think about what Molly was in January of 2020, right before the pandemic, and now all of a sudden what she's become. It's just like day and night, and it's incredible.
No, I 100% agree. She's the best women's marathoner in the country right now. I don't think that's up for much debate. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
And I think she's on the trajectory to enter that very small group of women's marathoners because this is the start. The bar is so high to do what Castor did, Joan Benoit Samuelson, Flanagan, Linden, to do what they did. It requires a pretty substantial body of work. And she's on that path. She has that start now. She already has the Olympic medal. Now she has a fourth place in New York City. She made a team. Eventually, yeah, she's going to have to win a major, but this is the type of start you need to even be considered to be in that conversation. And I'm just so impressed with how she's right where she needs to be at all moments through this race. Yeah, she didn't come away with the victory, but you just see her running so confidently throughout these races. And it in the Olympics, you just hung around and hung around and hung around to the point where I'm watching it in New York City. And we talked about this before the race. If she finishes top 5, it's not a surprise. Top 3, not a surprise. The only hugely surprising thing would have been if she beat Jepchirchir in my mind. But we talked about, hey, she was less than 30 seconds back from her at the Olympics. So she runs like she belongs because she belongs now. And the expectation now going into all these races is, how we're watching because she's been so consistent is, hey, she's just always going to be a factor. She's always going to be a factor in these races. And she has the chance now. I think you're right. If she just stays consistent, the opportunity is going to avail itself to her, be it in a Boston, another New York, an Olympics even, right? She's put herself in that conversation to grab one of those majors. And that's a prerequisite, one of the prerequisites to be in the conversation. But yeah, you take where she was in 2020 to now. Has anybody had a bigger rise in any singular event than Molly Seidel? I
No.
can't think of one on the American side. It's incredible.
Maybe Fred Curley in the 100 meters. But even
Mhm.
because he went from like, what's this guy doing, to all of a sudden being one of the top 300-meter runners in the world.
Yeah.
But for Molly, I think the not concerned, but the challenge that Molly's going to have, and maybe I'm sure her team and her coaches are kind of talking about this with her. I'm sure she thinks about it. Is she's been able to kind of ride on "I got nothing to lose" mantra, right? Oh, it's my first Olympic
Mhm.
trials. I got nothing to lose. It's my first Olympics. I got nothing to lose. Hey, I just ran the Olympics, New York City. There's no pressure. I'm not. This is just like the second race of a crazy back to back in the fall season. Nothing to lose.
Mhm.
So she has this like style of like, hey, I'm running on house money, but eventually there's going to be more and more expectation now on her. And I think, especially in 2022 and 2023, and especially in 2024, she's going to be the one that everyone is picking to win or be the top American. She's going to be the one that everyone is like, how fast can you go? And everyone's going to be drilling down where like we're gonna be like she's gonna get seventh in a race and we're gonna call it a disappointment because we're gonna be expecting top three or bust every time she enters the field because she's that talented and she's shown it over the
Yeah.
past 4 races. So I think that's gonna be the next challenge is the mental aspect of fans and media, people like us, who will put more expectations on her. And that's just part of being good, right? I mean, once you enter that next level of greatness, people want to only see greatness, right? And so it's
Yeah.
kind of have to deal with the expectations. So I think that her next marathon is going to be definitely a challenge mentally because she's going to be the face of it from the American perspective, and it'll be like, can an American win? And it's going to be on
Yeah.
Molly winning. She's
Yeah.
going to be representing America's hope of winning another major since I guess was Des
Well,
the
but
last
it's
one or
been
was it Shalane? It was Des, right? That
yeah,
was the last one.
Des, but
Yeah,
that's the good thing about this from her perspective, the timing. She doesn't have the 30-year streak that she has to break.
true.
Flanagan and Linden have come before her. Hasay's run a bunch of top 3 races and been in the mix a lot. Amy Craig's medaled at the World Championships. Kara Goucher's run well. There's all these women in this past 5 to 10 years, and if you want to even go back to Castor, although I kind of see Castor's, that kind a break between the two. There was a break between the two eras there for a bit, who have shown that they can succeed. So there's less weight of expectations from the perspective of history and more just, hey, this is just about you. This is about where you are going to fit into this hierarchy. I get your point about pressure, but shouldn't there have been pressure on her after the Olympics? She went and got bronze. And I get how you can minimize it in your head of, I'm doubling back like it's 100, 200, doubling back a few months later. But she still came in as the Olympic bronze medalist. She's still introduced as the Olympic bronze medalist. She's still appearing at the press conference and getting questions as if she is the favorite American, which she was in this race. I get your point. I just think she seems to handle pressure well. I think we have enough evidence that she can handle pressure well. She's going to come into the spring marathons as the bronze medalist and the woman who got fourth and has run the fastest time ever for an American in New York City. But I just feel like she has such a good every time you hear her talk, it seems like she has such a great perspective and keeps everything so balanced that yeah, she's gonna have a bad race because everybody other than Eliud Kipchoge has had a bad marathon in their career, so she's gonna inevitably have one. But the good days are gonna outweigh the bad days, I think.